Okay, and we're back with yet another game. This is going to be float. Capture the flag. So, this is one that I have yet to, I don't think I've done this one yet. This map, I should say. So this is interesting. It is a 2 versus 2. And yes, both teams are aware of the relative proximity to one another. Ratking and Asmodian, once again, it is random, but they're going to be teamed up yet again, Eastwind and Flatline yet again. So we'll see how this works out. So let's look at these traits. No Solace, going to be some heavy Dwarven heroes. It's going to be a Heron hero, some Gulls, a lot of Berserks, and a few Thrall for defense, couple of Whites there. And it's going to be fairly similar. Actually, both of these teams getting near identical traits, and that's something that I would not have expected. But then again, I don't know, I'm not really aware of the optimal traits for a lot of these maps, so this is a learning experience as much for me as it might be for you. Or it might not be for you, I don't know. But hopefully these are some interesting games, as we can kind of see how a myth game plays out with fewer than 8 people, as most of the games that I've casted have been 7 or 8 people on a team usually. So sometimes there have been less, sometimes there have been maybe like 6 people. And interesting, I'm not sure how Asmodian took some damage already. But that goal was taken out by Asmodian, but it dropped its pus. And Asmodian is going to be able to escape. And oh no! That pus goes down, but misses, throwing down that incline. Didn't really do all that much damage, and yikes, Asmodian's dwarf is going to be taken out here. Slight advantage, I think, for Eastwind and Flatline, as Flatline's setting up. It's going to be trying to, I think Racking's going to try to prevent Flatline from moving in any closer. And wow, that one went pretty far. Asmodian is going to attempt to keep Eastwind from advancing, but he has to be careful since he only has 1 dwarf remaining and Eastwind has 2. So yes, slight advantage for Eastwind and Flatline because they have a dwarf advantage. Looks like Eastwind took a little bit of damage on his dwarf. And Asmodian took a little bit of damage, but he is not out yet. He has quite a bit of health left. But yes, that Heron Guard hero in a position to heal whenever he wants. So there are basically 2 fronts going on. There's this one where you can now see you can see very well where the water meets the land. Oh, nice hit on those on that Berserk. So basically it's these dwarves throwing bottles back and forth at each other, and ouch, Flatline actually took a little bit of damage. I think Team Ratking could pull this one off. They might be able to do this. He throws down that pus, and it ends up taking out Flatline's other dwarfs. So yes, that's gonna even things up quite a bit. Eastwind does have a dwarf advantage here. However, Ratking has a dwarf advantage on Flatline. If Ratking was aware of what was going on, he may end up giving Asmodian another dwarf, but we'll see. He might end up just keeping it for himself, and he does take a little bit of damage there. He needs to make sure that he doesn't clump his dwarves. Very close. Flatline's playing this pretty close there. He wants to get that shot. He wants to even the score. Asmodian has the high ground here, but Eastwind is going to be using that Berserk to kind of hunt down that dwarf, and he might be able to do it. Ow. And he actually does some damage, and I think Asmodian and Eastwind gonna trade dwarves here, and that's gonna favor Team Eastwind at this point. Oh wow, and that shot actually took out that pus goal for Team Ratking, as they just have the one, I think, and I'm not sure if it still has a pus or not. Oh, that was interesting. Asmodian needs to be careful not to lose any of these units, but he's not responding to the threats of Eastwind very well at this point. And wow, nice shot there. I'm not sure what happened. Asmodian, I'm not sure. His plane seems to be erratic. I'm not sure if he's experiencing lag or what's going on with that, but all of a sudden it's looking pretty good for Team Eastwind and Flatline. And that dwarf almost got taken out, but managed to survive. Flatline barely managing to survive. And Asmodian, I think he was able to heal up and stay in this game. He wants to prevent Eastwind from moving in. So I think, yeah, there's basically this dwarf advantage here, and I think Ratking has the advantage, and Flatline's dwarf managing to be taken out by Ratking. So Ratking, the little of a taunt victory taunt, I should say. I think they're gonna hold off the advance on this flag for now. Ooh. But a berserk being taken out by Eastwind. Eastwind on a rampage. He's going to be moving in with his forces. He wants that flag. Nice shot on the pus. He was seeking for one of those pus pieces to hit this dwarf, but didn't really work out. However, he is in a pretty good position to deal some damage to the defenders on this flag. He is going to take out that thrall there, and every kill is going to count. Every little bit of damage counts at this point. So this is, you know, even just hitting little things like that is going to help tremendously. Asmodian saying, let's rush Eastwind. But if they do that, then Flatline might be able to take this flag. Contested. So they have to be very careful. And oh no, Eastwind's going to have a nice clear shot on this melee. Actually doesn't have that clear of a shot. He could have had a much clearer shot. And now all of a sudden it looks like Asmodian gonna go for the rush. He needs to be careful. I think he's gonna try to focus down that melee.
Flag contested.
And yes, it is gonna work out for Asmodian. That worked really well for him. I think he's gonna try to focus down. He does end up losing that Heron hero, which is gonna hurt quite a bit, and it goes down, killing much of that melee. But Flatline has another dwarf. I didn't even notice that, but yeah, Flatline got taken out. But in the end, it's going to be a tie because there's nothing from Team Ratking. Even though they have the advantage at this point, they have nothing left that's going to be able to traverse this space in 5 seconds. So nice push at the end by Eastwind and Flatline, wherein if they failed, it wasn't going to matter all that much. So it is going to be a tie, but I have to say Ratking and Asmodian have the advantage at this point. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next game.